Alright, what's up YouTube? This is SPADE here and welcome back to the world of Phoenix Wright. And last time, again, we left in this really nice cliffery hangery thingery. And I was theory-moning on what should we present right here. And the question is, what shows when the first crime took place? And I'm kind of thinking that it's this ID card record. Because yeah, there's still the mystery lucky man who entered it then. So I think without wasting any more time, I'm just gonna go with this. I think it's this, you know. Let's just see. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the perpetrator would have entered the room. In order to do so, an ID card is required. An ID card? Oh, the ID card record! Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 PM. If the crime took place before the crime, that would be... Oh, there's also a chance for Edgeward. Oh! Miles Edgeward! Just what have you done? I never figured out you have had nerve, boy. Put off the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope. I am getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminal test the blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer? I would have to had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. Indeed, that is true. That would mean, yeah, there's only one person before Edward. The crime must have taken place before Mr. Edward entered the evidence room. Let's have a look at the chart again. Lucky number 7. There's only one other card number remaining. 77777. Talk about a lucky number indeed. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Officer Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of this card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. Doom. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with the lucky 7. Doom. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is... Yeah, that's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present. What? Explain yourself, son! The ID number, Lucky 7, belongs to someone with the rank of a captain or higher. Someone who is so-called executive officer. Dun dun dun. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. Objection! But that's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can get granted such authority. Respect my authority! If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. Whoa, what a tongue twister. Anyway, an official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. Right. Objection. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshal. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? It is. Is it? Okay. Let me ask you a question. Yes. No, not you. To her, to the defendant sitting over there. Oh. Your own little executive. Oh dear. Objection. Don't be stupid. She's being charged with the murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number, and it's not that. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In the trial 2 years ago, did you really use legitimate evidence? Legit. Was the evidence legit? Do you need a witness to repeat the question, Chief Prosecutor? Nope. I heard him fine, Mr. Edgewood. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for the trial. At the time, we felt powerless of the law. At least I did. Did you forge some evidence? Oi! Lana! I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Yes. Defendant, what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all evidence in court? Can you look at me, an investigator in that crime, in eye to eye, and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't! I don't have to, Officer Marshal. Oi! Why did you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. Isn't it drastic times? Well, whatever. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana! Even if it involved forging evidence. So you're admitting it! Shock! See? That's what I'm talking about. No! Order! The chaos could not be quelled. This conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. To be continued. Holy crap. Yay! Well, we're just gonna go on and do the aftermath right now. Cause there's still plenty of time. I'm not gonna make a 9-minute episode. No. I'm sorry, so sorry, Mr. Wright. It's not your fault. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for it. The Joe Darke killings. They must have been so dark. Sounds like everyone's heard about the killings, but me. Lana wanted Darke convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file, is it? Joe Darke's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did she have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Darke tried to kill me. What? Tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you were a witness? Indeed, I was a witness in the Joe Darke trial. I didn't see that one coming. That's what... Oh, not the time. Well, let's talk about the SL9. Here we go again. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about the time of the... Right about this time of the year too. Okay. Terrible thunder. No 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 no. Thunderstorm that day. Unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together when she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Darke. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. Ah! Probably not like that, but I digressed. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jay Marshall's brother. Joe Darke tried to tried to take me hostage, of course. And Marshall tried to save, of course. Yes, tackled him. Tackle. Then, what happened? He missed. I never forget it. Lightning struck, and lights went out. Suddenly. A bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. Permanent picture? Well, let's talk about this picture. What did you see the instant the crime occurred? Darke knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. Sad music. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. You must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. Cool story, sister. I wanted to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. Yes, I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. Aha! But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. Well, let's talk about after the incident. I Can you remember the moment when Darke stabbed Mr. Marshall? So you weren't able to testify about that? Nope, I was only asked about when I was attacked. Okay. That must be why Lana, why she made up the crime. Made it up, you mean provided bogus evidence? Prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged evidence and Mr. Edward used it. Edward? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. Oh. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edward. I mean, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have never happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edward really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up what she did, especially not to Emma. Something puzzling. There's something that's been puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? Right? Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. Oh, there's no mystery there. Oh, really? Joe Darke had been taken in for questioning that day. Oh, for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. So he probably escaped or something from the questioning, or what? Or was he already let go? Was the questioning done? I don't want to ramble. Let's see. Of course, this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way to over your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you 2 years ago? Lana was a detective. Oh. She was the best in the entire force. Oh, what? That's news to me. After Joe Darke case, she was transferred into the prosecutor's office, made a chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her. Well, let's go talk to her. Detention center. Visitor's room. What's up? Lana. Yeah, it seems I keep causing you trouble through falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Yeah. Believe me, I understand the risks. Emma told me about you. Oh, about how you were a detective 2 years ago. And the SL9, that's why you were transferred. Could you fill me in the details? Nice. Detective Lana Sky. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago, blah blah blah. Okay. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Oh, Chief Gant? Then he was a wise head of the criminal affairs, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damn Gant. He was everything I aspire to be. Okay. They were best, blah blah blah. Indeed. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happens? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could later use that experience in court. Gan's help in the SL9 case was critical in its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Investigation. Maybe. But there's no option. Let's talk about today's trial then. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today. Not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. 2 years ago, blah blah blah, evidence from that case was stolen. I expected as much. Okay. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial. It really wasn't fair, was it? Nope. I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. Couldn't be helped, Emma. 2 years ago, I sold my soul, and somebody is calling me. Let me take a sec. Okay. A friend of mine calling again. But yeah. I'm probably gonna end this episode soon, though. Kind of bad timing, but what can you do? It happens. So, anyways, at that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness Miss Starr said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I ever seen Lana look so phased before. So we have a new option, dark investigation. But I think I'm gonna call it for the day, for this episode. And next time when we come back, we are going to talk about a dark investigation. Find out more information. I don't know if we have to do some sort of investigation shenanigans still, but we will find out next time. And maybe if there's not any other stuff, we will go back to the court. So, until next time, this is the Flaming Spade signing out. Peace.